Welcome to episode 1 of our road trip adventure in Kyushu, Japan. Today we'll pick up the car and visit the beautiful town of Yufuin, the fascinating house of Beppu, and end our day in Oita, where we'll spend a few nights in an old-school Japanese hotel. This is our Kyushu Road Trip series, where we explore the third largest island of Japan by car. We start our trip in Fukuoka and tour around this beautiful island. On our trip, we'll take you to all the must-see hotspots of Kyushu and much, much more. Because you're watching Yes and Explore, where we travel smarter, not harder. We've picked up our car in Fukuoka and have hit the road. Renting a car in Japan may seem a little intimidating at first, but it was very easy. We made a reservation on a Japanese travel platform called Tabirai, which gave us the best deal that we could find. We made sure to book a KAP toll pass, and this means that you prepay for almost all toll roads in the Kyushu Prefecture, and you can breeze through all the toll gates. We're renting the car for 13 days, and for this we paid 800 euros, including full insurance and the unlimited toll pass. Before we got the vehicle, we did have to watch a mandatory video about driving in Japan, and based on this sign, things don't seem to be going well all the time. But we were confident and excited about our adventure.
13 days of
Driving! Non-stop driving! Yeah!
After an uneasy 5 minutes or so of feeling like we're on the wrong side of the road, everything felt surprisingly natural, and Japan is definitely the country with the calmest drivers we've seen in a long time. Our first stop was actually this nice-looking rest stop where we enjoyed a little lunch, and then we hit the road again and headed to the town of Yufuin.
Go time!
Yufuin is a small town nestled in the hills of the Oita Prefecture, and it's a great place to walk around for a bit. There are many cute streets and lots of themed cafes.
Hi, old friend.
Besides walking around, we also visited the Showa Museum. Here you can see what Japan was like in the 50s, 60s, and 70s. It was a lot of fun walking through here, seeing the interactive exhibits, and seeing what Japan was like in past times. Do have to mind though that the stores in Yufuin close at around 4 in the afternoon, so be sure to get there on time if you want to visit all the shops and cafes. After Yufuin, we got back on the road, and in about 45 minutes we made it to Oita. Here we booked a room at the Rembrandt Hotel. Oita is very close to both Beppu and Yufuin, but we found that the hotels in Oita are much cheaper. And since we have the car, moving between the towns is really easy, plus this hotel also offers free parking. The Rembrandt is a big hotel that has been around for a while, and at first glance it looks a little dated. But the room was super spacious and we really enjoyed this very retro looking hotel. We booked a twin room with a beautiful view. Also, the hotel offers lots of facilities, and if you want to see all of that and the rest of the hotel, then be sure to check out our full review coming this Wednesday, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. If you're in Oita, a must-visit is the Hells of Beppu, also known as Jigoku. Beppu is an onsen town next to Oita, and the Hells of Beppu is a collection of unique hot springs that you can visit and admire from a safe distance. At the Hells you'll find a big parking lot where you can park the car for free, and we would recommend to start at Umi Jigoku, because, well, it's the closest one from the parking area, and one of the most beautiful hells to visit. At the entrance of each hell, you can buy a separate entrance ticket for about 450 yen. But you can also buy a booklet that allows you entrance into all 7 hells. The price for this is 2200 yen, so it's good savings if you want to visit all 7 of them. The first 5 hells are located really closely together and you can walk to each one easily. So here we are at the entrance of the Umi Jigoku. This is the first hell that we visited, and here you can witness a beautiful blue hot spring with dramatic steam. You can stroll around the park and even enjoy a little foot bath in the slightly less hot and not acidic hot spring. On the other side of the parking lot, there's another hell that you can visit, and this one too has a steaming pond and bubbling mud. They also use the steam of the hot springs to cook food, and here you can see Lawrence trying a sausage cooked on steam. The fourth hell had a bunch of Malaysian crocodiles, which, I don't know, it wasn't for me, but for sure felt a little hellish. And the fifth hell comes with a really nice garden and a mini aquarium.
Okay, so we got back in the car. Treated to lovely views, of course. And we're gonna make our way to the last 2 stops of the Beppu Hills tour.
First up is the Blood Pond Hell, which makes for great pictures, and you'll also find a large souvenir shop here. Then finally, the last so-called hell we visited is the Spout Hell, which, unlike the others, isn't a pond, rather a geyser that erupts frequently and provides quite the show. Fun fact, at every hell you can collect stamps, which you can then stamp on the map of the park that they give you in the beginning.
Let's dance.
And this is what it looked like once we saw all 7 hells. Our whole visit took about 2 to 3 hours, and even though it's pretty touristy, it's really worth it to check them out and see these otherworldly colors coming out of the earth. On our way back to Oita, we made 2 more stops. First up, we went to the Yukami observation deck, where you can see the whole town of Beppu and the steam coming up from all of the hot springs around town. For this stop, you do really need a car though, and after driving for just 1 day, we already really recommend getting one if you want to explore the island. For our second stop, we went to Tanura Beach Park. We happened to see this park on the way out of the hells, and it's a great and relaxing place to stop for a bit and walk around. After all that fun, it was time for us to head back to the hotel and get ready for our next stop, the seaside surf and resort town of Miyazaki. So if you want to see the continuation of our great road trip and more, then don't forget to subscribe to us at Just and Explore. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!